Facebook and as well as on YouTube, and you can as well send us your feedback through our SMS line, that is 23059. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Mondi. My name is Macharia, and the insight starts now. Now, we can start this particular program from across our borders, and neighboring Uganda has imposed a shutdown of communication networks just 2 days before the country heads to its general election. Now, the Ugandan Communication Commission, that is UCC, announced the suspension of internet and mobile services, directing all network providers in the country to halt their operations temporarily during the electoral period. Now, the blackout comes amid the concerns over the government's crackdown on opposition figures and civil society ahead of Thursday's polls. Observers warn that the communications blackout could further limit access to information and hinder transparency during the electoral process. Right now, the elections in Uganda actually scheduled to take place on the 15th day of January 2026. And of course, here at EBN Television, we'll be keeping tabs with that. All right. Moving on, still on matters that elections of Uganda, human rights activists from across Africa have raised alarm over Uganda's upcoming general election, warning that it is being held under a cloud of repression and intimidation. Now, the warning came just days before Ugandans are scheduled to cast their votes. Now, speaking at a joint press conference organized by the Africans for Africa Solidarity Movement in Nairobi, the activist accused President Yoweri Museveni's government of deliberately suppressing the will of the people. Now, they argued that these conditions make it unlikely that the election will be free, fair or credible. Among the speakers were Kenyan activist Bob Njagi and Nicholas Zoyo, who recalled being abducted in Uganda last year while attending an opposition rally, citing the experience as evidence of the risks faced by opposition supporters and civil society.
Ahead of the voting day on January 15th, Uganda is at a crossroads between the past and the future, the old and the new. Ideally, elections are supposed to be held in an environment that is conducive to a free, fair, credible, transparent, verifiable, accountable election, so that the sovereign will of the people can be exercised. The Electoral Commission, led by Justice Simon Mugenyi Byabakama, has managed the affairs of the Commission in a manner that strongly suggests that he is a puppet of the ruling elite.
The progress of Uganda has been stifled by systematic corruption, has been stifled by suppression of human rights in Uganda, as my colleagues had already said. There is no freedom simply because he has had to do with limits or do with things that will keep him in power for all this time, especially when you look at the year 2005 when he first, abolished the presidential term limits, and then in 2017 when he abolished the presidential age.
All right, lawyers across the country have raised concerns following the High Court order that bars public entities from engaging private law firms, a move they say threatens the future of the legal profession. Led by Law Society of Kenya, that is LSK President Faith Moni Odhiambo, the lawyers accused the judiciary of attempting to stifle legal practice by denying advocates opportunities to represent government institutions. Odhiambo said the decision would have far-reaching implications on the livelihoods of many lawyers and could undermine access to specialized legal services. Now, the lawyers have vowed to challenge the ruling, with the LSK indicating it will push for what it termed as radical surgery within the judiciary to safeguard the independence and sustainability of the legal profession. Now, the contentious order was issued by the Nakuru High Court following a petition filed by Dr. Macharia and Busia Senator Okiya Omtata Okoiti. Now, the petition argued that the public entities should rely on in-house legal teams and the Attorney General's office instead of outsourcing legal services to private firms.
We shall not sit back and watch the judiciary, the last line of defense for the people of Kenya, run rogue against its own people. Unless this trend is nipped in the bud and with the requisite firmness it deserves, we are prepared to agitate for a radical surgery as a means to uphold and protect our constitution. As things stand, the Law Society of Kenya is collating all emerging instances of ineptitude, judicial arrogance and abrogation of duty on the part of judges and judicial officers. We will be taking necessary action against all breaches of duty and intend to end this cycle of abuse of judicial authority.
We need to have a system where judges exercise their discretion, taking in consideration the Constitution and the law that is provided thereunder. That we do not have such archaic and sweeping orders affecting an entire legal profession without even having had the very participants and individuals who are not even participants of those contracts purporting to get sweeping orders that are almost at finality stages at ex parte level.
Right, still in the corridors of justice, Supreme Court Judge Njoki Ndung'u and Chief Magistrate Evelyn Olwande have been sworn in as commissioners of the Judicial Service Commission for the 5-year term. Now, the swearing-in ceremony was held today and presided over by Chief Justice Martha Koome. Justice Ndung'u was appointed to present the Supreme Court at the Commission, filling the vacancy left following the death of the late Justice Mohammed Ibrahim. Chief Magistrate Evelyn Olwande begins her second term as a JSC Commissioner after being elected by members of the Kenya Magistrate and Judges Association, reflecting continued confidence in her leadership and experience within the judiciary. Now, speaking during the ceremony, Chief Justice Koome urged the new commissioners to uphold the highest standards of integrity, professionalism, and accountability. She emphasized the critical role of the JSC in safeguarding judicial independence and strengthening public confidence in the judicial system.
The oath binds you to fidelity to the Constitution and the law, and calls upon you to serve the people of Kenya with diligence, integrity, impartiality, and devotion.
I reaffirm my unwavering support to discharge my duties with integrity, impartiality, diligence, and fidelity to the Constitution.
And even as I step into the shoes of my late brother, Justice Ibrahim, I do commit to also represent, in as far as possible, the concerns of other judges and judicial officers as we work in the Judicial Service Commission.
All right, moving on, Nanyuki High School has officially received its first cohort of grade 10 learners under the new competency-based education curriculum, marking a significant milestone in the transition to the reformed education system. As of Tuesday, the school had admitted 200 grade 10 students, with the admission exercise expected to continue throughout the week. Now, the learners are among the pioneer group moving into senior secondary school following the rollout of the CBE system. Parents who accompanied their children to the school praised the smooth and well-organized admission process, noting that the seamless intake reflected the institution's preparedness to implement the new curriculum. School administrators said they are ready to support the learners academically and socially as they adjust to the new learning framework, which emphasizes skills development, talent nurturing, and learner-centered education.
Today is a very important day for us. We are receiving the first cohort of grade 10 learners. So far, we have received about 200 who have already been admitted. And we expect to go up to around 700. Again, tomorrow we still expect another number. Again, a good number to come at even the course of the day. By the end of the week, that's when we expect now to have reached our target. Here at Nanyuki High School, we are offering the three pathways. Going by the statistics, what we've noted is that the pure sciences is that pathway. That one is very popular. It has a majority of the learners. Though even the others, we will still take care because we also have a desk whereby before they even select, we have a desk that comprises members of the career department. They are now guiding the learners based on their interests, so that we can also help them make wise decisions. Otherwise, Nanyuki High School, I can say, is the place to be. This is the place to be, and we are going to help all the learners realize their dreams.
Nimeleta mtoto huku anaitwa Tairis, anafanya STEM. Na tumefurahia juu tumefanyiwa na standard ya haraka sana. Hatukukaa, kulikuwa na wametayarisha, wametuweka kwa mtayarisho wa haraka sana. Hata tumestuka juu watu ni wengi, lakini kwa masaa hii ya saa 6 already tumemaliziwa. Tumeshukuru kwa kukua kwa shule ya Nanyuki National High School.
Leta hapa siku hii ya leo. Nafurahia sana vile aliitwa hii shule a national school. So I feel so grateful. The process has been smooth. Tumefanya vizuri kabisa. Amechukua social sciences because he want to be a lawyer after this. Kwa hivyo tumefurahi sana. Nanyuki High is the best school. We saw the performance and we are so much grateful for my son to be here. So na feel nimefurahia, nimeletwa na sister yangu, tumekuja na mom, kijana ndiye huyu amekuja. Najua sasa hata yeye labda aseme vile amesikia na vile anataka kukua.
Very happy because this is my first time here in Nanyuki High School. As a parent, the process has been very seamless. My son has taken the STEM pathway, applied science to be precise. And I'm very happy because the senior boys here welcomed us right from the gate. They've taken care of us.
Right, still on matters education, teachers in Migori County have successfully elected new Kenya Union, the National Union of Teachers, that is NAT branch officials, in what leaders described as a peaceful, credible and transparent exercise. Now, NAT Western Region Women Representative, that is Mercy Muthoni, commended Migori teachers for conducting themselves with discipline during the elections, noting that the process reflected unity and maturity among members. She called on teachers to remain united, including those who did not win, and to rally behind the newly elected leadership for the good of the union. Rosaline Wandigi, who was elected unopposed as the new executive secretary, thanked teachers for their confidence they placed in her leadership. She urged members to support the new team as it works to address teachers' welfare and strengthen union operations within the county.
I want to state here that the teachers of Migori NAT branch elected their executive secretary, their chairman, and the branch treasurer unopposed. The other members of the steering had very stiff opposition, which showed very clearly that the teachers love their union large. Therefore, today the teachers of Migori have spoken through the ballot and have elected the leaders that they believe in, the leaders that they have confidence in. We, as the Kenya National Union of Teachers, are very proud. Personally, I'm very proud of Migori NAT branch, the way they have conducted themselves and the patience that they have shown. The elections were very fair, they were credible and very democratic.
As the Kenya National Union of Teachers Migori branch, we are very proud of the teaching fraternity because of what they have done. We want to request for those people who have lost. Today you have lost and tomorrow you may soldier and get an opportunity. Migori branch, what is important is the unity and unity of purpose for the progress of this branch.
I'm very happy that our members came in good numbers. They did what is right because it was their democratic right to come and vote. And as Kenya National Union of Teachers leadership, we are going to work with them. I know there are men and women who are capable to do the work, and we just say that we are going to make this Migori branch greater and greater again.
They have really shown their patience, and we have done it perfectly. We want to congratulate the leaders that conducted the election for peaceful election.
Right, still on matters education, Kiharu constituency MP, that is Ndindi Nyoro, has announced a reduction in day secondary school fees from 1,000 to 500 Kenya shillings per term under the Kiharu Masomo Bora 2026 initiative. Now, the new policy is expected to benefit over 12,000 students across 65 day secondary schools in the constituency, easing the financial burden on families and improving access to education. Now, the revised fee structure will take effect from the first term of 2026 and will apply to all students from Form 1 to Form 4 in public day secondary schools in Kiharu.
Grade 10, Form 3 and 4 in all the day secondary schools in Kiharu, which are around 65, covering 12,000 learners. That the school fees in Kiharu is only 500 shillings per term. And the learners will take school from Monday to Saturday. Na sio githeri kila siku. Tuna mix kamchele na kagitheri kidogo wasisahau. And the last Friday of the month in Kiharu, wanafunzi wataendelea kukula chapati, tunyoroki ya maneno vile inafaa.
Right, moving on, the story of Bradley Njani is one of resilience, determination, and triumph over adversity that began in his earliest months of life. Now, just 6 months old, Bradley was left in the care of his grandmother after his mother disappeared under unknown circumstances. Now, life was far from easy, but through dedication and daily sacrifice, his grandmother ensured he received proper care and education. Now, her efforts began to bear fruits when Bradley excelled academically, earning a score of 62 and gaining admission to St. Peter's Mumias Boys Secondary School, a crucial step towards his dream of becoming an ophthalmologist. Now, despite this achievement, the cost of secondary education posed a significant challenge with the support of his teacher. Now, take a look.
Nimejuana na wao zaidi ya miaka 7. Huyu mwanafunzi alipitia kwa mikono yangu nikimfunza. Nikamjua, alikuwa mwanafunzi wa bidii na nidhamu. Kwa darasa alikuwa mwanafunzi ile ambaye ukimtuma anatumika, anafanya vile wakubwa ama walimu wanataka, na nikampenda. Lakini walikuwa na shida, alikuwa anaishi na shosho yake, amekuwa anafanya biashara kule Misihu, na biashara haijakuwa inawasaidia vizuri. Mambo ya elimu saizi imekuwa very expensive. Sasa mwanafunzi alipofanya mtihani akapata alama 62 na akawa amepita sana. Bahati mzuri akaitwa St. Peter's. Tulifurahi, lakini pia tukaanza kuwa na wasiwasi, pesa tutatoa wapi? Na mwanafunzi anasema anataka kuwa daktari wa macho. Sasa ilibidi tuanze kutafuta usaidizi huku na huku. Tumetembea ofisi nyingi sana na tulikuwa hatujafaulu bado. Lakini ni Jumatatu moja lile ambalo limepita, tuko na mwalimu mwenzetu kule Webuye. Tulimtafuta na tukamwomba tusaidie namba ya Mheshimiwa Timu Wanyonyi ambaye anaenda kuwa governor wa Bungoma County.
We have today here a young man from a community of Bungoma. A young man who is very bright because of what he attained in his last examination. But he has been having challenges of joining the school because he comes from a family that is not very well endowed to support his education. He came forward to Mheshimiwa, and Mheshimiwa heard what he was looking for. And because he has seen what the potential of this young man, Honorable Wanyonyi has committed to help him. Bradley Njani. Stand please, stand a little. Bradley Njani has been admitted to St. Peter's Mumias, one of the top schools in the country.
Ni mtoto mwenye papa mheshimiwa amesaidia, ni ananiitwa nyanya. Na huyu kweli mmenisaidia kwa sababu mama yake alikuwa mtoto yangu. Na huyo mtoto alikuwa msichana mwenye anafuata huyu mtoto yangu. Na vile alikuwa shule, changamoto ya shule, mtoto si kujua ako na mimba. Alipata mtoto shule na watoto wenzake. Sasa sijui baba yake, mama yake. Mama yake bila aliniona tu napika tabu na mtoto na yeye kusomesha, akatoroka akaniwachia mtoto miezi 6.
Right, moving on, President William Ruto has dismissed critiques of the Nyota program, highlighting its success in supporting youth with business startups. Now, speaking during the launch of the 5th phase of the initiative in Samburu County, the head of state accused opposition leaders of lacking a clear youth agenda, arguing that they exploit young people for political gain. Now, the president noted that the third round of the Nyota program has already disbursed funds to youth across Samburu, Marsabit, Isiolo, and Laikipia counties, enabling them to start small businesses and create income-generating opportunities. Now, President William Ruto urged political actors to prioritize meaningful youth empowerment rather than pursuing personal interest, emphasizing that the initiative like Nyota are key to fostering entrepreneurship and economic independence among Kenya's young population.
Hamuna kitu ya kupanga ya hawa vijana, wachaneni na vitisho, wachaneni na uchochezi. Hawa vijana, they want a future. Wanataka kujua ajira itapatikana wapi. Wanataka kujua masomo wataendelea namna gani. Wanataka kujua biashara watafanya namna gani na watapata usaidizi wa aina gani kutoka serikali yao. And that is what we are going to do.
Ile bottom up rais alisema wakati alituongoza katika kampeni ndio hii. Mtu ambaye hana hata shilingi moja ya kufanya biashara anapatiwa 50,000 startup capital ya kuanza biashara. Na mimi nimesikia kuna watu wengine wanasema ati hii pesa sio pesa mingi, ni pesa kidogo. Mwenye anasema hivyo ajui shida ya wananchi mashinani.
Na hapa kwa Nyota tuendelea ama tuendelee? Tuendelea ama tuendelee? Hebu nione wana wanasema tuendelee.
Now, a section of young Kenyans under the Youth 47 umbrella has pledged to unite and play an active role in shaping the country's future leadership. The movement announced plans to roll out town hall forums across all 47 counties with the aim of engaging young people to amplify their voices in national discourse. And according to the group, the initiative represents the rebirth of fresh political ideologies driven by youth, emphasizing inclusivity, innovation, and active participation in governance. Leaders of the movement say the forum will serve as platforms for young Kenyans to discuss policies, propose solutions to pressing national challenges, and strengthen their role in decision-making processes.
Here to shape policy. I'm here to create policy, shape policy, and champion for oversight. Tusiseme ati senator ni kazi ya unakaa ukingojea kuwa governor ndio ufanye. Hapana, tuko na kazi mob sana tunafaa kufanya. And it's about time that we actually keep senators accountable, and I'm here. You can keep me accountable.
And today we are here to launch Youth 47 because we are saying that we need a new generation of leadership, and we are not talking about age, we are talking about ideas, we are talking about the perception. For example, in Integrity South, what we are doing is we want to unlock the productivity of young people, and we are doing that through tech and digital skills.
To bring up young people, to birth a new generation of leadership. We believe that time has come for a new type of leadership, for a new Kenya, for a new dawn. And so we called upon young people from all over the 47 counties, hence Youth 47.
I want to see more major change because we have been going through hell, going through a lot of things because the people that have been obvious in that area, they don't want to address the real issues that the common manager is facing.
Youth 47 today, it's about bringing youths together. We've come here as youth so that we can share ideas on how we can change, we can have a new Kenya. It is time for us as youths not to fight in the Nairobi streets anymore, but it's time for us to fight in the corridors of the parliament.
All right, moving on, Deputy Inspector General of Police Gilbert Masengeli has pledged that the National Police Service will continue collaborating with private organizations to ensure the force receives adequate support in tackling security challenges across the country. Now, speaking during a ceremony in Nairobi to receive over 90 new police vehicles worth 7 billion Kenya shillings, Masengeli said the partnership aims to safeguard public trust and enhance intelligence gathering to fight crime effectively. Now, the vehicles, which will be deployed over the next 6 months, are part of the government's efforts to modernize the police fleet and reinforce national security.
This program has been extremely successful, but the vehicles that we are delivering today is 95 out of 591 of phase 7 police leasing vehicles.
The vehicles we flag off today will enhance mobility, responsiveness, and efficiency across police operations, ultimately enabling our officers to serve Kenyans better and more effectively.
It presents a significant step towards achieving the strategic objective outlined in the National Police Service Strategic Plan 2023-2027, particularly in strengthening the service logistical operational capacity.
Alright, now let's get sporty, and the 5th edition of Bangetani Mountain Run will serve as Kenya's selection event for the upcoming World Mountain and Trail Running Championships, organizers have confirmed. The announcement was made during the launch of the event, which forms part of 2026 Magical Kenya Mountain and Trail Series, scheduled from January 15th to 18th in Nandi County. Now, the 3-day event is expected to draw thousands of adventure enthusiasts, including over 3,000 runners and more than 10,000 spectators. Now, the series' first leg will co-headline alongside the Tapngelei Cultural Festival and Trails Expedition, highlighting the intersection of competitive sports, culture, and adventure tourism. Now, speaking at the launch in Nairobi, Cabinet Secretary for Gender, Culture, and Children's Services, Anna Cheptumo, urged tourism and athletics stakeholders to embrace the fusion of culture, heritage, and sports as a model for sustainable community development.
Firstly, this year's race is very challenging because they have extended a bit to add more obstacles. So I believe it will be difficult, but I hope to run better than last year because I was position 5. I am aiming for position 1, yes. Considering the altitude, it will attract international athletes. Mostly they are in 10, so they can come there to challenge the Kenyan runners. If they can become top 10, they know if we will meet with them in the international competition.
Tourism value chain benefits both the top of the pyramid as the consumers of the tourism experiences and the bottom of the pyramid who are key players in supplying the tourism value chain. But the Magical Kenya Trail Series takes the experiences down to the grassroots and gives us an opportunity to stimulate consumption at the grassroots, but not only that, build industry. When we have consistent trails that we are building and activities on the ground, we see facilities to support hosting of guests. We see local farmers benefiting from selling their produce, and the local restaurants and hotels also benefit from hosting such events. So we believe that the Magical Kenya Trail Series is not only a product that will open up domestic tourism, but also will grow to be able to attract international tourists to come and experience our sports, our culture, and our heritage. So as we've built our Magical Kenya Trail Series, we kick off this year with the Tinded Bangetuni Mountain Run Series in January. It will be followed by Magharibi Great Run, which is targeting the western part of Kenya, followed by Mount Kenya Mountain Run, Abadea's Trail Edition.
We are here today specifically on matters culture because of the Tinded Bangetuni Run course has also been integrated with a cultural aspect at the Tapngelei. So the Tapngelei will be the place where we shall be showcasing our culture, and in this particular case, the Kalenjin culture, where the dancers, the food, the way of life is going to be showcased on that particular date. So the traditional dancers, the food that is being shared.
All right, that particular story takes us to a short breather here on the Inside part. When you come back, we're going to discuss matters to do with, the seemingly emerging rift in the ODM party. You'll remember that, the leadership, changed to the now party leader, that is Oburu Oginga, who took over after his brother, who is the late Raila Amolo Odinga. Of course, we've seen some sort of emerging rift in the ODM party. Some of the ODM members actually saying that, they will support the head of state, that is President William Ruto, and the UDA party, all right? And some other leaders still in the ODM party say that they should field a candidate in the upcoming 2027 elections. But the ODM party leader, that is Oburu Oginga, said in the better part of, before the close of 2025, he actually said that if ODM actually will field a candidate come 2027, that will be him, according to the ODM party constitution, which say that the party leader is the flag bearer if, the party decides to go on the elections, that is in any elections, all right? Now, there has been, back and forth in the party. Now, after this short commercial break, we're going to have a discussion right here on EBN television. We're going to discuss matters, the internal battles in the ODM. I'll be having a political analyst as well as an activist. So stick around for that particular conversation that will come up after this short commercial break. Don't go too far.